You're watching Fugitive Red Eye and doing more tests, boys. I'm doing this Game of Thrones test because it was the one that I guess seemed the most interesting out of all the tests I was looking over today. I know House of the Dragon has 2 episodes out now. I've actually heard from quite a few reviewers that it's actually decent. I do really like the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, so we'll see which character I am, I guess. Like I said, the first 4 seasons are great. I'm going to do a retrospective of it once I can push through season 6. I'm not going to watch 7 and 8 again. But 5 and 6 have both been a chore to rewatch. But 1 through 4 were an absolute delight to rewatch. For context, I started rewatching it like a year ago. I got through the first 4 seasons in like a week. And the rest of it has taken me as long since. And I'm literally only like 3 episodes into season... No, I'm more like 6 episodes into season 6. Anyway, question 1. I do what I want without worrying how it will affect others. I guess it depends on what it is. So I'm going to lightly agree, because kinda, but yeah. I look down on people who unwisely share their secrets. Yeah, I'm gonna moderately agree. That's not a good thing to do. In fact, I'm gonna very much agree. You don't want to do that. You only want to tell things like secrets to people who you can trust with them. I'm a unique individual who deserves special treatment. No, I mean, I'm not gonna be like a fucking person who's like, ooh, you give me more shit. No, fuck that. You know what? Fuck that. Expecting others to be kind for the sake of it is usually a losing ploy. Yes. I am alone most of the time, and that isn't a problem for me. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's true. I do not rely on other people or allies. I rely on doing things myself. Yeah, for the most part. Like, I like my family and rely on them to an extent, but it has sometimes been necessary for me to be harsh to people in order to keep them in their place. I mean, the phrasing makes me sound like I'm like the top of a fucking hierarchy, which I guess in some friend groups I am. It just depends on the friend group, right? I'm gonna kind of agree. Because I'm usually hard... I'm gonna moderately agree, because I don't like the put them in their place ending bit. But, despite the harsh phrasing, I do kind of agree with the sentiment. I am very harsh with my friends, not necessarily to put them in their place, but to help them understand their true potential. When I'm with other people, I almost always tense and afraid to be myself. No. Most people see me as serious and reserved? Not really? I don't know, it depends. I'm gonna go neutral, because at work, sure, but in my personal life, maybe not so much. I mean, it depends, because when I want to be serious, people see me as serious. And with certain friends, I'm definitely the most, political out of the groups. So it really just depends. I'm gonna do neutral. I can read other people's desires to map out where there is a basis for influencing them. Yeah. Not, completely, but yeah, definitely. I definitely, I'm pretty good at gauging people and learning what I can get away with. And when I do that, it helps me to understand how to talk to that person and build a relationship. I know that sounds manipulative, but it's all relationships are inherently manipulative in that regard. I'm often told that I'm respected and a correct person. I mean, I don't know about often. I've been told that. We'll do somewhat. People often underestimate me. Yeah, somewhat. Depends. It seems like the types of friends I make always end up disappointing or rejecting me. No, I mean, I'm very reserved with my friendships. I don't have a ton of friends, but the ones I do have are quality. I do not tell people about my motives unless it is useful for me to do so. Yeah. I am constantly anticipating criticism and attacks from others. I mean, criticism, sure. Attacks, not so much. I mean, and that's not necessarily a negative. I like criticism. So I guess I'll go neutral. I don't feel particularly obliged toward my family, spouse, or romantic partner. I'm pretty... I feel a certain obligation to my family, for sure. Caring about the morality of your actions is for losers? No. I am good at coming up with lawyerly excuses for myself when I've done something wrong. And justifying things in my head, sure. I don't do that a whole hell of a lot, but I have before, yeah. With a little creativity, there is almost always a way for 2 parties to get more of what they both want through compromise than either could have gotten on their own. I mean, Look, I like to say never compromise, but I also do think that is a bit... I'm not quite there, you know what I mean? Like, I like objectivism and the idea of never compromising, but I'm not quite there. I'm somewhat there. I do think there are certain battles you pick that are not as important, but I think when it comes to values, you do not compromise. So never compromise when it comes to values, but when it's a small battle, sure, so I guess neutral. Because I don't like compromises, but I think when it's not like a big thing that I actually care about, then that's different, you know what I mean? I constantly remain on my guard so that no one can take advantage of me. I mean, yeah, somewhat. And you know what? Yeah, actually, moderately. I'm not very trusting, but I am trusting with my friends and family to an extent. But even then, I do have certain mental... I'm not on guard, per se, but I'm always prepared, you know what I mean? I'm attracted to partners who see some moral goodness in me I don't see in myself. I mean, not really. I mean, I'm not necessarily not attracted to that, but neutral, I guess. I welcome the challenge of explaining complex ideas in terms others can understand. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I do. I use strategic shows of force to keep people in line. I'm not a very forceful person, I wouldn't say, no. I am less interested in romantic and dating than most people I know. Yes. I use uncomfortable silences as a way to make people fear me. I mean, I have before as like a joke, so I guess kinda. I don't do that a lot. I used to do it back when I worked at McDonald's. I'm pretty sure I convinced this one chick I was a serial killer. It was pretty funny. When someone thinks they can deter me from doing what I wish by using threats and punishment, it only strengthens my resolve. It depends what it is. So, kinda? I don't feel things that are under control unless I am in charge. Kinda, yeah. I mean, more than kinda obvious if I'm going that far. I guess it depends on what it is, too. But we'll go moderate. Or like middle, like not moderate, intermediate, you know what I mean. Even when things are going fine for me, I am anxious that it won't last. I mean, sometimes, sure, but not like all the time. I guess we'll do somewhat, because I do get anxious sometimes on things like that, so... I put considerable effort into presenting myself in a way that will make people respect me. I mean, yeah, to a degree. To a pretty high degree, but not like that's not like my main thing. Lying and misleading people isn't as bad as it's made out to be. We all do it all the time. I mean... Again, it depends on what you're lying and misleading about, and no one is completely honest. Anyone who tells you are is lying to you. But at the same time, I also am a very honest person. Like, I'm not 100% honest with anyone, but I'm typically mostly honest, so You know, actually, yeah, I'm going to disagree. I focus only on my goals without being distracted by honor and moral goodness. Neutral. Because I think morals are very important. So, you know what? Actually, yeah, disagree. It can be really nasty when I take my revenge. I mean, I don't really plan on taking revenge on anyone, so, you know. I sometimes have trouble hiding my contempt for other people. Sometimes. I mistrust everyone. Again, kinda. While others do not always see it, there is a hidden morality to my actions. Again, I don't know if hidden morality... I guess we'll do a kinda. Let's see who I am. Okay, so I'm 83% Arya. Arya's the one that it related me most to, so that's kind of gay. 80% Tyrion, I like that. Where's Ramsay? I don't got very much Littlefinger. What a shame. Or Tywin. Damn. The fucking... Well, like Tywin and Littlefinger are the two characters. Tyrion's the character I like the most here when it's pre-season, like season 1 through 4. But then after that, there's Littlefinger and Tywin, who I like a lot. Arya, though, I was never going to be good as a lady, so I had to be something else. Shut the fuck up. You're a shit character because you had an interesting arc and then ditched it because the fucking screenwriters of the show were garbage. She was to be fair, she was a good character for a minute there. But then with all the Faceless Man stuff, they just squandered the shit out of that. Then they gave her the kill on the Night King. I don't like her as a character because as a whole. But if we're just going on the first 4 seasons, she's okay. Also, I don't like the girl boss bullshit they kind of have her go. Like, with her being a ruthless killer, I'd have been totally fine with it had they just kept going down that route. But then when they made her a generic Yas Queen, girl boss, girl power, fuck that. Bitches don't need power. Arya Stark is the third child and second daughter of Lord Eddard Stark and his wife, Lady Catelyn Stark. After narrowly escaping the persecution of House Stark by House Lannister, Arya is trained as a faceless man at the House of Black and White in Braavos, and uses her new skills to avenge her family. Upon her return to Westeros, she exacts retribution for the Red Wedding by exterminating the Frey male line. I mean, yeah. And I mean, that was kind of cool, but again, they softened her up. They were having her go down this thing where she was going to become like a calculating sociopath, and have her like fucking kill everybody, and have her just focusing on killing. I like that Arya. I don't like the Arya who rejects that, goes back to being herself, but now is just like a girl boss. But there you go. There's a test. Not a scientific one, but there you go.